Hello and welcome to the Atlantic DeFi podcast. I'm Fidel, and today is Monday, June the 23rd, and we are sitting at the Fear and Greed Index at 47%, so it's neutral. Bitcoin right now is at 105,206. Ethereum goes at 2,407. BNB is at 640.30. Solana is at 143.59. Again, Bitcoin dominance is 18%. It's not altcoin season at all. And we are on a market cap of $199.52 billion. Sorry, we are at $3.24 trillion market cap. The CoinMarketCap 100 index is at 199.52. So yeah, that is the market today. So we're going to start a couple of news right now, and we're going to talk about Celestia. If you don't know, Celestia was a modular blockchain that came out last year. They had an airdrop. It was pretty successful, and I think the price went around high of $13. Now, Celestia, according to this article on DeFi Llama News, they are trying to slash the staking because the token has dropped 93%. So they are proposing a new consensus mechanism that it could replace the blockchain's current proof of stake model. It comes out as investors are tired of Celestia's high token inflation. And this is what happens when something doesn't work. If you don't have a product that works and you are only depending on the token, you're pretty much a slave to the token price instead of usability. That's why Ethereum has a market dominance like nothing else, and Solana is catching up because people are actually using it. Whether you use it for pump.fun, whether you use it for DeFi, whether you use it for NFTs, whatever you want to do, it does have a very usability compared to other blockchains. This is supposed to be sort of like a chain link type of product, but again, it never kind of conceptualized. It doesn't have a lot of usability. I haven't heard anybody using it or any big project using it. So right now it's a bit of a dud. And let's take a look about it. Let's see what CoinMarketCap says about it, and we see right now that it has lost a lot. It's lost over all-time high. Well, actually, all-time high was around $20, and right now it's at $1.59. So definitely has lost. It started around $2. I remember I did have an airdrop for this, and now it gets around $1.59. As I said before, you have to be careful with these projects. If you don't see any usability or any projects or anything that you can mainly use it for, or something to be used for, at least the future promise of it, because everything has a future, but at least if you don't see it, you're depending pretty much on the token price. So that's really what the reality is. You're not depending on what the future of the product is. You're pretty much depending on the price. So again, we'll see how this develops. Again, this came out of DeFi Llama News. Another thing that is happening is that the state of Texas just released that they are going to go Bitcoin fund. This is quite not shocking because Texas is, it's Republican county in the United States, and they are officially getting a reserve fund. I think Delaware, Wyoming, again, the United States as a country is going to do it as well. So the Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a BS21 into law on June 21st, 2025, it officially creating the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. The reserve will be managed by the Texas Controller, funded by the state appropriations, investment returns, and crypto donations. Now, the reserve, and just to make sure, I'm not really sure what the reserve's going to do. Some reserves is to investments, like to pay things like roads and things like that. Some of them is to keep money just for a rainy day. So it's gonna be hard, and you also gotta check how much Bitcoin that they're gonna are they gonna get, and if they're gonna buy it, or is this gonna be for confiscated assets. So we don't really know what's gonna go down. But again, they're not the first one. The first country that started doing this was El Salvador. We gotta give the product to that. They started getting a Bitcoin fund, a wealth fund. The United States and other countries have followed through. I think the UAE is planning on it. Again, states like Wyoming, Delaware are also doing that. So we're going to check how that will go. Here in Canada, where I live, there's nothing like that yet. We just got out of an election, and the current prime minister seems to be, he's not skeptical about Bitcoin, but he seems to have other priorities, which, again, with the current climate, definitely I agree that we should have different priorities regarding that instead of Bitcoin. But again, we'll see what happens. Another news that we have is that Tron is trying to file in an IPO. I do have an article on Tron on AtlanticDeFi.com, and you can check that out. Tron is not the most, better or even sort of like the top blockchain that goes to Ethereum, even BNB, but it does have a lot of transactions. It's one of the, I think it's the second one with most transactions with stablecoin, especially Tether. They have a lot of audience in Asia, and that is their main market, especially on stablecoin. So they're trying to file in an IPO. So it's going to be a reserve being Tron. Now, Justin Sun is a political, like a bit controversial figure. He has ties to Donald Trump, and we'll see how that goes. But again, I do believe that Tron does have usability. It's being used for a lot of stable coins, and especially Tether. And Tether right now, the dominance against USDC, it is quite big. So that definitely has potential in that sense. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about is the Genius Act. Now, if you don't know, the House passed a stablecoin act, the Senate did, and it's going to have to pass through the House in the United States again. That's to Congress in order to get approved, and then it has to go to the president. In this case, this Donald Trump, in order to become law. And then there will be a clear regulation of stablecoins in the United States. This is big because this may do a blueprint for other countries. It's not there yet because there is another act that they're trying to pass, and I think they're going to put it in that same bill. So we don't know what's going to happen yet, but it's almost certain. It's like Polymarket is betting almost 89% of people that it is going to go through, and there will be a stable coin act. So Donald Trump seems to be impatient about this. So hopefully it goes through. But with this whole Iran-Israel thing, we don't know. Markets are just bouncing back. So we'll see what happens with that. And again, stablecoins are really a big feature of the cryptocurrency and DeFi ecospace. If you want to know more, go to AtlanticDeFi.com. I have written a few articles about it, and that's definitely going to give you kind of a glimpse on how to benefit from stable coins and actually what are they used for and the future case of it. So again, we'll see you next week. And if you want to know more about everything, check out our newsletter, AtlanticDeFi.com, and I'll see you later.